Hello and welcome to this edition of The Hill with April Ryan. It's a busy week, so let's get started. Guilty. A jury finds Donald Trump guilty of sexual abuse and defamation. The former president is found liable in the case where E. Jean Carroll sued over sexual misconduct in the mid-1990s at a luxury department store in Manhattan. Trump is calling the verdict a disgrace. There's another politician in legal peril. Congressman George Santos has been charged with fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and false statements. According to the Department of Justice, Santos allegedly embezzled contributions from supporters, obtained unemployment benefits, and lied amid disclosures to the House of Representatives.
Under no circumstances should the United States default on our debt. America must always pay our bills. A default would be catastrophic for everyday Americans, for small businesses, for people all across the land.
Those words from Congressman Hakeem Jeffries after an Oval Office meeting with President Joe Biden and the Democratic and Republican leadership in the House and Senate. White House conversations are now turning into negotiations as both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue work against the clock to prevent a default that Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says won't happen. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer told reporters that the disagreements are wide. Since January, when the United States hit its debt limit, the Treasury Department has been using extraordinary means to pay the $31.4 trillion debt, trillion with a T. New York Congressman Jamal Bowman says he's doing all he can to move gun control legislation further, especially as he's been personally impacted by gun violence. He's also folding into the conversation the Black community and the gun crimes there that have gone unnoticed by mainstream media, while the focus on mass shootings in the white communities become headline news.
One of the reasons why crime is so low in wealthier communities is not because there's a bunch of cops. It's because they have access and opportunity and self-determination. Our, meaning Black people's self-determination in many ways has been stripped away by white patriarchal colonial supremacy. And we're overcoming that just to exist in America. And if we're poor, not just of the pocket, but of the mind, we're going to be more vulnerable to guns coming in. So it's a holistic, broad, comprehensive approach.
Freedom to Learn is the latest movement from the historic National Council of Negro Women. It's a direct response to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and his end to the AP African American Studies course in public schools in Florida. The NCNW president, Siobhan Arline Bradley, says these Republican bills are created to end diversity, equity, and inclusion.
We can't be a one-issue organization. We've got to look at the collective approach, the suppression of votes, the removal of rights of women, right? The removal of history. It's a concerted effort to make a change. And guess what? If they have a chance to change the way I do with my body and my mind, that means I mess with my money and my ability to move next.
Interest rates are climbing after the Fed raised the cost of borrowing money. Tiffany, the budgetnista Aliche, has some tips that can help your pocket and your bottom line.
Any money that you borrowed is going to cost even more money to borrow. And any money that you have saved, you can potentially, make more on that savings. And so we have to be mindful about which side of the equation we choose to be on.
It's commencement season. President Joe Biden travels down the street and around the corner to the historic Howard University to deliver the school's 2023 commencement address. He's expected to give a charge to the graduates of hope in the midst of these concerning times of politics and rollbacks on historic laws and policies. The school happens to be the alma mater of Vice President Kamala Harris, who continues to support the school in various ways in her capacity as Vice President. Well, that's it for this edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Stay tuned for more news and politics and interviews about issues that pertain to us. Let's meet right here at the same time and the same place. Take care. Peace.